so now we're going to cover the magical world of panoramas. And I'm excited because as of this morning, while I was recording this tutorial, Lightroom 9 just came out. So here it is about Lightroom Classic. Lightroom 9 just came out, and it has a major update on panoramas. So I'm going to show you if you have an older version of Lightroom, but if you are a Creative Club member, please upgrade before watching this video. So little trick about shooting panoramas. I like to shoot in manual mode so that all my 4 exposure have the same things. I find I get better result. So this one was shot at 150 per second, 7.1 ISO 100. Same thing for this one, 150, 7.1 ISO 100. And I was in Hollywood. This is the Hollywood sign. I wanted to go all the way from the Hollywood sign to the sunset, okay? So that, because it's always kind of cool to have a sunset. So I'm gonna select all 4 photos, and here comes the magic. I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna go to Photo Merge, and I'm gonna go to Panorama, okay? And that's going to open a window, which is the Merge Image to Panorama windows. Now, by default, you got 3 different projection. Projection, let's say, is a different ways to put the photos together to make it simple. So you got spherical, that's going to give you, well, you can see there is some sky missing here, and you have cylindrical. You just have to compare one to another. They're very similar, and you have perspective. I think the one that gives me the less whites here is probably spherical or cylindrical. Yeah, the very cylindrical makes it a little higher. I don't want it to be too long. Now, up to about 2 hours ago when there was a release, the only way to get rid of that was to either click on auto crop, which was going to crop that, but we lose a lot of information, or use boundary wrap, which is going to stretch your photo and make this disappear. On a photo like this, it's kind of okay because it's, outside and the way the mountains are is completely random. But if you use this thing on a city, you're gonna get some weird result often because it just distorts everything. But here is the new thing. Fill edge. What fill edge is, it actually uses, and I don't know how they do it, it uses content-aware fill technology, which is built by Adobe to create the pixel. So we're not bending the pixel, we are adding pixel that did not exist. This is new and it just came out at the recording of this tutorial 1 hour ago. I used to have to go to Photoshop for that, now I can do this in Lightroom. Amazing. So I'm gonna merge that, and now we're gonna retouch it. It's gonna say here, create panorama, and it's gonna put it next to it. So here we are, that's the result panorama. One thing I forgot to mention, and let me show that to you again. When you do a panorama, and this is what I did here, it's a great option to do a stack. It's a little cleaner. So let me show you again. I'm gonna go back there. You see here, create stack, that's on. Here is the result. What happens if you create a stack? Here it says 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. Remember the video about stacks that I did earlier? Well, it automatically created stacks, so I can just go like this, and you only see the panorama, and you don't see what made the panorama, which is here. So you just click here and you collapse the stack. So here we are, and now we are ready to retouch. But this is such a really cool thing, because look at this. All of this pixel you see here are completely created. They did not exist. They were computer generated. So I'm gonna put the shadows. I'm gonna bring down the highlights. Now, when the sun is there, I don't bring the highlights all the way because I don't like when we see the sun so much. So I'm going to go something like this for now, and I'm going to use my black point, holding the Option key as usual to have 2 or 3% of darkness. And then let's do the white point. Yeah, I don't want to burn the sun. Okay, let's maybe underexpose the photo. I want to give it a sort of like a golden hour night feeling. Same thing here. I want it to make it a little shiny, so I'm going to bring back the highlights. So I don't always do the -100. Add some more contrast. And now let's find the right balance for this one. So we have as shot, I think I was in daylight. No, see, daylight is a lot warmer. Interesting. Daylight is a lot warmer. I think I'm going to stay with daylight. Daylight is like my favorite go-to. With a bit of magenta, it's my favorite go-to white balance. Okay, here I think that we have a little sensor dust that I'm going to take care of. Okay, perfect. Now we are ready to do our checklist of local adjustments. So I'm going to, oh, you can see here, there's a little thing here. That's, you'll see, oops, I don't know what I did, Command Z to undo. You see here that we can see there's a little problem with the stitching of the creation of the pixel, but if I lower the sky and add some blue, It actually makes even more attention on it. So let's see if we can correct it into Lightroom. We might have to go to Photoshop for this. But the whole idea was to avoid to go to Photoshop. So now I did a gradient up here and up there, just to close the photo as usual. Maybe I'm adding a little bit of blue and a little bit of exposure. I like to go from like blue and yellow. I kind of like that on a sunset. And let's see here. So we have a little issue with this creation of pixel. So it's using technology called contoured outward fill. Boom, I took it out. Oh, a couple of sensor dust that just appeared that we have to get rid of. And here I think there's something weird also. So you see, I'm trying to stay in Lightroom and not going to Photoshop, and it worked. Woo, I'm excited. Okay, maybe add just a little bit of, maybe a little bit of texture, clarity. Let's see here. Local adjustment. So on this one, I think I want to make the sunset even more crazy. So I'm going to make a big sunset there, a big sun. I'm going to double click on effect and add even more yellow and add a bit of exposure. Just a little tad like this. All right. And then, yes, I wanted to make like a huge panorama, and it's not so sharp. Actually, it's not so sharp at all. I messed up that shot. Okay, so that's, even if you mess up one shot, let's see if in this shot is much sharper. But that was just to show you. I'll show you more examples of panorama. Yeah, that one last shot was not good, but I have several of them, and this one is kind of cool. All right, so let's see it in full screen mode. Yes, that's Hollywood Panorama.